my God, what's going on here?
Did I show up early?
Is this the wrong show?
It might be the wrong show.
I don't know.
I did drink a lot.
Well, yeah, we do. What's up, everybody? It is Friday night. You are not here on the wrong night. This is the Skeptical Help Bar. And tonight, Tim is here because originally he was going to help me out. Donna is on vacation. She is not over here. No one's over here. And I needed help with the chat room because you guys know when we do open mic night, which you like my new little banner there, I have trouble keeping up with the questions. So Mr. Vickers agreed to help me out. And when he jumped on tonight, it was like, well, why don't you just stay on? It's open mic night. You're going to answer some questions too, help me out when I, hit a dry spell. But anyway, let's get over the rules here. Oh, I'm going to have to move over because I'm not used to having somebody on here.
That's okay.
It's all right. It'll cover me up. There I am.
You.
All right. So rule number 1 is you are welcome to ask questions. That's what open mic night is tonight. You're free to ask questions. We'll try to answer them. If we don't, we can, we'll just do our ghost hunter bit and make shit up. Because that's what we do. No, we'll look it up. We'll see if we can get you an answer. Rule number 2 is that I don't know everything. So that's just true of everyone. And no matter what, I just don't know. I might tell you that. Who knows? And I'll get back to you later. Rule number 3 is we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that is to be nice. So you can be in the chat room, you can debate, you can discuss, you can disagree. That's fine. But just don't resort to name calling and or bullying or just being a dick. Don't be a dick. Because tonight, Tim's got the power. He'll boot you out of there.
You'll get vickered. Yeah,
you'll get vickered. It'll be even... it's twice as nice to be vickered by the vicar himself. Yeah. So there you go. And as always, if you have a question, please do us a favor and put a Q in front of it. That makes it easier for us to pick out the questions. Well, tonight it's easier for Tim to pick out the questions and save them for later as we get to them. And then my favorite rule of all time is to drink up. Feel free to have a drink, except for Tim, because he's not drinking tonight. Hey, Jimmy Aiken's in the house. What's up? I won't be drinking too much tonight because unfortunately I do have to work tomorrow. Work's been busy, so I got to pull extra duty tomorrow. Duty. As we're getting questions in, I see a couple coming in already, but I wanted to do a recap. And it's nice to actually have someone to talk to. Recap for last weekend because I didn't do a show last Friday night because I was at Fort Mifflin with the Ghost Guild, which is a paranormal group. And it was quite interesting. I got to tell you, it was a different kind of investigation because it really was not, wasn't too much investigating going on. Mm-hmm. So let me explain. First, I actually want to say hi to everybody because I usually do that. Jade Kitten, we got Melissa, who has John with her. He's doing the dishes. Nice. Bob. What's up, Bob? William. I think we got some new people here. Shauna is in the house. JD, Diane. Oh, Tim Vickers doing double duty again.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Robert. Matt. What is that? Magna? Wow.
Right. Let me see.
I think right here. Magna Rue. Yo.
I like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that name before. I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, please correct me. Spell or type it out like phonetically. So my Philly accent really, really butchers accents sometimes. And the more I drink, and Tim knows this, the more we drink, the more we butcher names and words that we don't know.
My hillbilly accent begins to come pretty prominent too.
So there wasn't a lot of investigating going on because the Ghost Guild, which is one of the members is John without an H, who is probably, I don't see him in the chat room yet, but he probably will show up because he wanted to hear like a recap of what I thought. And then there's Nelson, who's in charge of the group. There's my buddy Nick, and there's a whole bunch of other people. I got to meet Maeve and Devin and Christina and Tyson and Kelly, and Dr. Jim was here. Dr. Jim was here for the weekend. But they are more like me, where they need testable claims. So there was a little issue because Fort Mifflin, it has a reputation for being haunted, but it doesn't have any actual testable claims. All the claims are random, just random stuff that happens. So there's nothing they could plan for. There's nothing they could plan to test for. So we literally spent the first like 2 or 3 hours at a tavern because they were hungry and they wanted to go get food and drinks. So we went to hey Pascal, we went to a tavern and had some fun. There was music and stuff, and then we went back to the fort, and it was kind of random. I mean, they split up into teams, and we went around the fort, and you know, they pretty much sat around it and they chatted. They had conversations. They didn't do EVP sessions. They didn't take just random photos. I mean, they were taking some photos, but they were like more because we're here visiting. Let's take photos of places. So really, really interesting. But no real investigating. And I had fun. I mean, I didn't leave till like 4 a.m. So pretty good. Pretty good. So we do have a theme tonight. What else did I want to say? Oh, the Ghost Guild the day after, I'm sorry, they came here. So they were here at the Mystery Museum, which was fun. It was fun for me because I've had 3 people visit before. Like there were 2 people that visited. They were friends. They were dropping something off. And then another guy came. He was a plumber friend of mine who unfortunately passed away earlier this year. But he visited and did some work for me. And he was into the paranormal. He's big into the paranormal. So he got to visit the museum. But this was the first time that I had a group, like a full group. I mean, there were like 8 people all down in my basement, all looking around, and they were excited. It was literally the supernatural version of a Please Touch museum. So they were able to play with the stuff and handle the stuff, all this haunted and cursed and blessed and enchanted alleged all items. John without an H actually wore a necklace that's supposed to be cursed. He put it on and wore it around the whole afternoon. And he was enjoying it. They all had fun. They all loved all the stories behind it, and they loved being able to actually not only touch and handle the items, but they were enjoying being like if they could test it, they could. You know, if they could, if like a haunted doll would get pissed off because you would yell at it, they would yell at it. So they were having fun with it. They really enjoyed it, and it was nice to actually see the museum get used for what I intended it to. So it was nice.
The pictures are really nice. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, they took some, like I took a few pictures and they took a bunch of pictures. They were having fun. I mean, once I assured them that, yes, you can touch anything, just pick it up, just be careful. That's all, but you can play with it. And they had a ball. All right. So let's see. I think I went through that. What else do I have? And then Dr. Jim hung out with us. So that was pretty cool. That was really cool. He hung out with us. We got him his first cheesesteak, so we broke his cherry on that, and he loved
did that for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so I see we have some questions. We can get into that, and I mean, I did have a theme about little ways to improve your critical thinking skills, but this is an open mic night, so we can take questions, and if we run out of questions, we can get some theme topic. But
chat. Why
don't we go to the first question? Oh, you're right on the ball. I love it.
Look at that. Look at that.
Great. Look at that. Mark Kirk says, do you miss the third tortured soul? Can you just imitate him?
Oh, well, the possibilities.
I can send you a paper on that. I love you, Dave, if you're watching. It is not 3 Tortured Souls night. Again, Tim's here helping me out. But yeah, we do miss him. I love doing the show with Tim and Dave. I mean, I love it because it's this is going to be a compliment. It's going to sound weird, but sometimes my head hurts after the show. And it's not because I'm drinking. It is because doing that show with these 2 guys makes you think. It really makes you think, and you have to be on your game. You can't just show. I mean, sometimes I do just show up because I don't do my homework.
We all kind of do that from time to time, so we're all guilty.
Yeah. But you know what? It's usually a topic that I am familiar with. Like if I've written about it, if I've covered it before, I'm confident that I can keep up. And I might do light reading the 20 minutes before we go live. I'm frantically going through notes and digging up, my my notebooks where I've covered it before. But it's really, really fun because I get to really flex my brain muscles. We get to talk about things. We get in depth. Both of you bring up ideas or thoughts or paths that I didn't think of, and we get to explore new ways of thinking about a topic. So I really love it. And I'm exhausted. When I get done, I usually go downstairs, I sit on the couch, and I'm like, oh, that was a good show. Oh, man.
I want to throw in, like, we could disagree with each other sometimes pretty rough, and it doesn't make a dent in the quality of what we do, I think, or who we are, or our friendship.
Right. And man, that's good. I mean, it's, I think there's a level of professionalism and a strong friendship. We all understand that when we go on that show, we are debating. We are good friends, but we're talking about stuff. We're not always debating. That was the wrong thing to say. We're discussing a topic, and we will have different views. So if we clash, we can argue our points, and it's nice to see that, because sometimes, like, you see this is a common theme that I see among, like, paranormal circles, where I see two people start to clash and before they do, they both do that, we'll agree to disagree, and they back off. They don't want to fight. And it's like, we're not going to do that. I mean, that's how science works. If we have an idea and we put it out there and somebody challenges us, we don't just back down. It's all right. Well, I put that out there. I'm going to defend my position. And if I have enough information to back it up, I'm going to keep defending my position. But on the other hand, if we get new information from the other two that is validated, that is good information, solid, and refutes something that we say, we concede that point. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, you were right. My bad. And I love it. I love that about us. So I love us. So
I love us too.
It's so much fun. All right. What else we got? Are we talking about the badassery? That's the James Webb telescope. Oh my goodness, John Kennedy. The pictures are amazing. I mean, I'm in awe. I mean, that's as much as I really can say. Yeah, because I love it. The first image that came out, I remember just it popped up on my laptop, and I'm looking at it like, wow, like those. And I showed Donna, and she's like, that's she was interested, and I was like, yeah, every point of light is a galaxy. And it's amazing. It's not a star. These are galaxies.
Yes.
Our galaxy contains about 100 billion stars, all with their own planets, like solar systems. And we're looking at these, and there's like thousands and thousands and thousands just in this little part. And if for anyone that's not sure, the area of sky that photograph was, that first photograph, is if you took a grain of sand and held it out at arm's length and looked at the sky. That's nuts. I'm so giddy. It's just so amazing. Like, all that is in a grain of sand. And we have the whole sky. Oh my God. Yes, John Kennedy, it is badass. And I'm so excited about what's to come. It's just amazing. Some of the points of light, the brightest ones were stars within our galaxies. Yes, Bob corrected me. Yes. The ones that had the spikes on it, they were closer stars that were still in our galaxy that were in the way. But yeah, everything else. Good one, Bob. I appreciate that. All right. What were you going to say, Tim?
Shit, I forget.
You forgot. You're not even drinking.
I saw John Kennedy ask me a specific question. I was like, oh, and I started thinking about that. And I know what I was going to say. I definitely think, I really think of all the, if you had to list the probability or the possibility of whatever is considered paranormal to be, I hate to use the word real, but I don't, to be substantiated, maybe that I think life, whatever it is from another planet, is right on top.
Right.
Yeah. There's just, I mean, we'll probably never know, but there's so much out there. There's so much. And when I learned that what you said, the area of the picture that's taken is just this grain of sand from arm's length, from our perspective, and you had these thousands were just
right. It's amazing.
That's amazing. Yep. Absolutely.
Amazing. All right. What else we got here? Did you see anything in Fort Mifflin? I did not, except a lot of crazy people. No. Didn't see anything. I never do. I enjoy the place. I enjoy hanging out there. And it's a lot of history there. And Greg O'Brien, who does the tours there, awesome guy. I mean, really, really awesome guy. Really nice. Let you do pretty much whatever you want. And he went around, took everyone for the tour, and then I filled in some information that I had. But did I see anything? I mean, I saw the buildings. I saw, a lot of darkness when we sat in the dark. But we didn't always sit in the dark because they didn't turn the lights out all the time. Only where there are sections that didn't have lights. Sometimes we just turned out the flashlights just to save battery and just sit there and talk. But no, I did not see anything. So sorry to disappoint, but you probably knew I wasn't going to see anything. All right. What else have we got here? Jimmy Aiken. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. What about doing a Gertrude Schmieder style walkthrough test of the site? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I am opening another browser as we speak.
The same thing. I'm like, what is this? Let's see. Gertrude Schneider.
I'm going to let you do it.
Oh my gosh.
I have to
Gertrude
copy and paste it.
Schmied.
I'm going to probably think somebody that has a technique, that has developed a technique, probably, maybe.
Agnes, Gertrude, Jimmy, do you have a couple minutes? I'll send you a link. You can join us and explain that, because I don't know what that is. So if you could come on and explain that to us, that'd be great. I would love to learn a little bit more about that. I'm going to send you through Facebook Messenger. Actually, I'll just put it up here. I'll put it in the chat room. That way you can get it, because we can still control who gets on the show. We have the power. There you go. Pop in when you're ready, Jim, and then we'll learn about some. We'll get learned. Was the tavern full of spirits? Absolutely. Yes. It was fun. It was a little tavern. Never been there before. It was this it's a little and I want to say modern tavern. So it had a very modern look inside. The food was pretty good. And then, we were there for about 3 hours. And it was funny because I was like, these guys came up here. They rented the fort. So they rented the fort for the entire night. So they were there. They had it until 10 o'clock the next morning. And here we are at the bar drinking and just having fun and relaxing. I'm like, all right, I'm just here. I was there more for to bounce questions off. If they wanted to do an experiment, bounce it off me. All right. We got Jimmy. Here we go. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Let me change my my banner here. so we have a little bit more room. There we go. All right.
Okey-doke.
So can you explain what that is?
Yeah. First, though, I thought I'd mention a while back, you and I did an interview for my podcast, Jimmy Akin's Mysterious World, about your investigation of Robert Riggi.
Yes.
And that episode is coming out next Friday.
Oh,
So
okay.
for you and all the Kenny Biddle fans, check out next Friday's episode of Jimmy Akin's Mysterious World. And Kenny himself will be our guest star for the week.
Woohoo! That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, it was a really good interview. And wow, is that guy not at all trustworthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some.
Really. And did you see there was an update? I had gotten maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I got an email from a gentleman that I forget exactly where he was. He's not in Riggi's home state, but he emailed me and said that his parents belonged to a local church, and Robert had came there and got himself like inserted into working with the church, and has. I got to choose my words carefully here. Has gotten his parents, this guy that emailed me, gotten his parents to give him a lot of gifts and money and lodging and stuff, and that the son was concerned and started researching them and found my article and was able to present it to the parents and to the church and then let me know. And then I also contacted the church congregation and said, hey, you know, this gentleman's here. He's got a very shady past. You might want to be careful with this. So he's still working the angles. He's still trying to get on shows. So, but that's the update.
Well, I hope that in addition to your article, I hope that the episode of Mysterious World does some good in alerting people to the problems with this guy.
Yeah. And we got really in depth. So when that comes out, everyone, you know, check it out because we got really in depth with all the details and stuff. So
yeah, I'm also hoping to have you on again in the future too. So looking forward to that.
Cool.
So about Gertrude Schmeidler, she was a parapsychologist in the mid-20th century, and she developed a technique for investigating claims of paranormal activity at different sites. And what she would do is she would take a group of people who were blind to the history of the site. So they may have known something has been reported here, but they don't know where at the site the activity has been reported. And she would have them go through with a map, a diagram, you know, like a floor plan of the site. And as they walked through it, they would be sensitive to their feelings and see if, like, do you feel weird at any particular points, or do you feel sad at any particular points? And they would mark on the floor plan where they felt anything. And then after they had multiple people go through the site blind, not knowing where stuff had been reported, they would collate the reports of where people felt things and what they felt. And then they would ask sort of two questions. The first question is, do these reports that our test subjects have just done, do they line up with each other? Because if you have everybody, when they get to this one spot, they feel something, that's a sign that there's something going on at that site. It may or may not be paranormal, but there's something that makes people feel a certain way when they get to this point, and it's worth checking out. And so that was the first question they'd ask. They'd also ask, how do the site reports from our test subjects compare with where paranormal activity has historically been reported at this location? Because if our current test subjects are picking up on something, that could be also what people who have historically reported activity, it could be what they're picking up on as well. And so it would be, again, it would be worth investigating. And it could turn out to be something purely natural, like maybe the floor in this room is slanted, so everyone feels weird when they're in this room. Or it could be something paranormal, like this is where the ghost hangs out.
Right.
And so if you mentioned, like, at this fort you went to, there are claims historically of paranormal stuff, but there's nothing testable going on right now. Using something like the Schmeidler technique would be a way of running a test even when something is not happening right now, and seeing, does anything pop up on this test? So that's what I was asking about.
That's great. And when you explain that, it's familiar. I'm sure, because Dave, our third torture sold on Saturday nights, Dave Schumacher, I'm sure he's brought it up because it sounded very familiar once you started explaining it. And yeah, we talked about it because I think we talked about it in relation to contextual cues in the environment, and then, like places that looked like it should be haunted in a house or something had high scores in some cases. Other cases they didn't. So yeah, that's actually interesting, and I think we probably could do that because there's enough. Fort Mifflin here, it's in Philadelphia. It's right next to the international airport.
And the muffler factory.
Yes. So it's there's so many stories about it that I'm sure that we could compile some kind of meta analysis of the stories and experiences. So that's an interesting idea.
And that technique has been used widely by other. Schmeidler kind of pioneered it, but the same technique with variations has been used by a lot of other parapsychologists, like Lloyd Auerbach will use it when investigating places, for example.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate that. And
no problem.
How you doing otherwise? You doing good?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm going to be going to the remote viewing conference next weekend. And so I'm going to be hanging out with some remote viewers and stuff.
There's a remote viewing conference?
Yeah.
So wait, do they all remote view in? Is it like a virtual?
Well, they do have an online component. But the physical conference is going to be in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And so there are various people who are attending, including some who I have had on Mysterious World and who I'd like to get on Mysterious World. So I'm going to go up there and meet them and watch the talks and see what they all do. And they have some tours they're going to be doing. It's for the IRVA, the International Remote Viewing Association, which was founded by some of the former Stargate remote viewers who worked for the Defense Department. And they wanted, after the Stargate program ended, they went public, and they wanted to create an organization that would kind of rein in the craziness, that would be a respectable organization that's trying to stay, with the science and keep the claims moderate and so forth. And so they founded IRVA, and every year they have a conference, and this year it's close enough I can drive to it. So I'm going to be going there. Awesome.
Very cool. I actually have my remote viewing box out here.
Ah, cool.
With an object in it. Oh, I'm going blurry.
There
you go. Get very focused. Okay. So I was going to put this out, but I got distracted. But I can do it now since you had a good segue into it. There is a object in here, so you can hear it. Feel free to make guesses tonight, everyone in the chat room, if you want to. And if you guess it right, I'll send you a sticker.
Hey.
There you go.
Cool.
I'll send you a sticker. So for those that need a target ID number, there you go. And if you get the reference, let me know. But there you go. So
it should be THX1138. But
old school.
Yeah.
I like that. Nice. All right, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging out. I will
Thanks,
talk to
and
you soon.
Have a great show.
All right. Take it easy. That's awesome. That was cool.
I wrote down the same thing you did.
I love it, dude. Like I see it during our show, and it's always like, once an idea comes up, I'm like, oh, I reach for a pen and I look up and I always see you like doing the same thing.
Yep.
Bitch. All right.
I got to check that out. You ready?
Let's do a couple more questions here.
Here's a pretty interesting one.
Good. Mark is on fire tonight. What happens when an object is cursed, but for the first time ever, the curse is real? I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and find out. Because I don't have anything that's. I mean, I have several items down in my museum, and that are alleged to be cursed. Some specifically for me, that were made specifically to curse me, and nothing has happened so far. At least nothing that I'm aware of. I mean, maybe it's like just minor bad luck, but I mean
it's a
that
small
shit
curse.
happens. that happens every day anyway.
Right.
But it's offset by minor good luck that happens if you believe in luck, which I do not. So I don't know what to tell you here because I have not encountered a real curse. If it comes up, I will let you know because I will definitely be live streaming that.
I guess I'll end up sounding a little bit like Dave here, but I think we need to define what a curse is.
There's your impersonation.
Yeah, that's my like. What are we going to define as a curse?
Right.
Like death, dismemberment, or stubbing toes, or
Right.
Getting the right lottery numbers on the week-old ticket. That's a pretty bad curse.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the curses that I have down there. I mean, what you might consider a cursed item is more like horror movie type, where it actually does physical harm to somebody, allegedly. Mm-hmm. And then there's other ones that just say you're going to have bad luck. So, I mean, if you want to, I mean, that's you got to go to work. That's bad luck.
So, didn't win the lottery again this week. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide net there that you can cast over that. So, all right.
Here we go.
What else we got? John Kennedy, what's up? Oh, question for Tim.
This is what made me lose my train of thought earlier.
Where do you stand on the life after death topic, especially relating to the quantum mechanics level? Dr. Tim?
I'm going to say I still don't know. So I don't know. I don't know where it is out there. I fully understand and respect like the quantum mechanics level, but I can only, when it comes to quantum mechanics, like I could only play around with that concept. Right. I certainly can't speak to it in any type of expertise or authority. I understand. I'm pretty sure I understand like what you're talking about, but the whole life after death, it's one of those things. I guess we'll all find out one way or the other. But
that's pretty much. I mean, all of us are going to find out because we get there. So
at this stage, I'm pretty sure we're just in the ground and we're worm food, and that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm kind of there too.
I'm kind of there. That's what I'm feeling lately.
You know what's weird? It's like the older I get, the more when I start thinking about death, because I do think about it often. I mean, and that's part of our hobby here. We have to think about what happens, and I think lately it's been like, yeah, I just can't wait to sleep.
See, that is so funny. Like, that's why I don't know if I'm thinking that we're just going to lay in the ground and rot because I want to sleep. I just like I'm tired. I just want to.
I'm more tired now than I've ever been, and I just keep going. So, love our discussions about the topic, Tim. Nice, very cool.
Yeah, that is. We do the same. It is a lot of fun. I certainly I am a fan of reading and doing anything I can. Quantum physics is just amazing. It's fascinating to me. It's just as fascinating, if not more so, than the stars that we see from the pictures. And but after I took one class in quantum physics, like there was an intro class.
The class we tried together.
Oh shit, that is hard. That is very, very, very hard.
Yeah, I will leave it to the professionals.
Yeah,
and just ask them questions.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got next? Mark. Gee, Mark has a question. Wow. Wow. I thought he was just a quiet one. Anyway, I'm kidding, Mark. What's it like for you reading the book Ghosted when you are not a believer? How can you recommend it if it's not something you believe in? Did I recommend that? I'm confused. I don't know if that was that.
I think that's the book that Dave had.
Oh.
Was it?
Was it? Do I have Ghosted?
I gotta look it up. Ghosted.
Do I have? Yeah. Like, what is that book? Ghosted.
Ghosted the book. Wow, there is a lot of Ghosted
I don't have this. Oh, well, the one that's coming up, it's like weird. It's like the letters are all
Rosie Walsh. Walsh? Is that the one you see?
Rosie Walsh books, Amazon. I'm looking. Do you have a cat?
Yeah, that's my cursed cat.
I was like, wow, what the hell is that? All right, I don't think I have this. Do I have this? Maybe I have a older version.
Let me look up on Facebook. Dave shared it.
Unless he's seen something on my shelf, I'm not sure about. I don't know. I don't remember. I do not recall recommending this, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless Dave did recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
This. Let us know, Mark. All right. Let me see. Do you see anything? No. Oh my goodness. Related to your 3TS discussion topic. Have you ever been in a situation where you finally say, let's just agree to disagree, but the other person does not back down and is insistent? How do you handle that? Wow. So for me, I have never said that to somebody during a discussion because I think I do not like this phrase. I am not going to just let's agree to disagree. That's already a given. We're debating. It's already obvious to everyone that we disagree. So I'm not going to say just let's do that. Let's do this and end it because we're not going anywhere. I mean, if we're in a debate, usually there's no way to say this without sounding like ego, like a big ego. But I've never been in a situation where I've had a conversation that I was standing my ground like this, and this phrase came up where I didn't have enough evidence to back up what I was saying. I don't know if I said that right.
Right.
It was a conversation. I have good information. I'm standing my ground, and it's always been someone else that says it. And for me, that usually is a red flag that they don't have the support that they thought they did. They didn't have the supporting evidence to back up their claim or their argument. I just don't like that phrase. I don't like it. I think it's a cop-out. If you want to have a discussion, especially because if they start to debate, and usually the scenario is always me at a conference at my booth, and they come to me, and they want to start a conversation, and then it turns into a debate, and then that phrase is uttered to me, and it's like, well, whatever. Like I have no patience when somebody says that. And I don't know if you've used it or if anyone else in the chat room used it. I just don't have any patience for that. You know, if you want to start a debate, let's finish it. Finish him. But other than that, I don't like that. I don't like that phrase.
I think this is the book. I saw some people. That is the book that Dave. That Dave recommended.
Okay.
Even though I'm not necessarily a believer right now of life after death, I would still there is still literature that I would recommend if it's from quality people that put in work, and I think have valid points that would make me think, or if I think somebody else would make somebody think and question about what I'm thinking about or my beliefs, then I think I would still recommend it. This is the one, I think his friend Brian Lathy. Yeah. Okay. We'd actually even talked about reading it and asking some of the authors, or at least Brian, to come on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, I don't think I would only stick to recommending things to read that I only believe in. If that makes sense. If something's good enough to make me think and question about where I stand, then I think maybe if somebody else would like that and has a stance like me, I would recommend it.
I will not recommend a book unless I've read it. Because it's. I mean, I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books, and I've read a lot of them. I've read probably half of them all the way through. And if I picked up a book where I thought it was going to be something good and I didn't like it, I ended up hating it. So I will get through the end before I recommend or don't recommend it. So yeah, I will never actually recommend that book. Bob's got a follow-up statement to this, which is interesting.
All right.
I got it. Yeah. I've been in a debate with people before where clearly the other person wasn't going to back down no matter what, no matter how much evidence I provided. Finally, I had to just say, okay, and then try to walk away. Of course, I have social anxiety, so I get physically exhausted quickly. So in those cases, I don't actually say agree to disagree. I have been in those situations. Actually, here's an anecdote. I was giving a lecture at it was called the Albatwitch Festival, which is a festival not too far from me. It's run by a friend of mine, Rick Fisher. It's like a little Bigfoot, so it's a little foot. But I was giving a lecture on photography and solving mysteries, and somebody raised their hand during my lecture, which I hate. I don't like when they interrupt the lecture, but they wanted to ask a question. They told a story, which I hate even more when it's during the lecture. And I tried to explain their situation, and they just kept coming, changing it, moving the goalposts to where I was finally like, look, I can't help you because you're looking for something that I can't provide. You're looking for someone to agree with you and just tell you, yes, whatever you say is true. I can't help you because I can't do that. So I'm going to stop talking with you and continue my lecture. And that's it. And then I continued my lecture. I mean, they weren't happy, but you know, there's only so much. There's only so far you can push me with just constant barrage of that kind of stuff. And when it gets to that point, I mean, I was polite. I didn't yell or anything like that. I didn't curse at them. I was polite, but I'm just not going to bother with you. Which I guess is a version of agree to disagree, but more direct. I can't help you. Go away. So there you go. All right. Cool.
You ready?
Yeah. It might actually be a short show tonight because I do have to work tomorrow. And that's why I'm not actually drinking a lot. There's a little bit of rum in here, but not as much as I usually have because I do have to get up at 5:30 in the morning and go to work.
Shoo-wee. And my cat's hungry.
And I have my Skeptical lecture tomorrow and 3 Tortured Souls right after that. So, all right. Red Man, do you think we'll find alien life or ghosts first? Oh, which one? My bet is on alien life.
Yeah.
We will definitely find hard objective evidence of alien life before we find the same type of evidence for ghosts. So
I agree.
Answer. There you go.
I agree.
Thank you, Red Man. That was good. That was the easiest question all night. John Kennedy, are there any... Oh, my God. Dave's not here. Are there any studies either of you are interested in, but just haven't had enough research on it at the moment? Are there any studies?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's... I don't know if I can answer that because I don't do a lot of studies. Like, I don't keep up to date on all the studies that come out. I get them as like headlines across my feed. You know, if something stands out and says, hey, you know, like we have Dave sent us one, Dave, because it's all Dave. He just recently, sent us an article about one that I think we're going to do a show on. Because he's going to get the paper and we're going to read it and go through it. But I don't really keep up to date on them. The only time I print out studies is when it's relevant to an investigation I'm doing, an article I'm doing, or a topic that's coming up. And then I'll print them out and then read them and highlight them and stuff like that. So I'm not really up to date on anything that's coming out. I'm interested if I had time, which I don't. If I had time, I'd love to do the Fort Mifflin thing now that Jimmy Aiken suggested.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun. interesting stuff. That would definitely be a data thing that we would bring Dave in on. But yeah, otherwise I don't have an answer for you. Sorry, John.
Yeah, I would say that there are things that I want to do that I just don't have enough time to do.
Right.
Or money. Yeah, I still would love any moment that I think I can afford some data loggers
right.
That are quality. That's just something I want to put in a place that's supposed to be haunted. But the more I look into them, the more they just get more difficult, more more expensive. Time. Right. So there's a lot of things I come up with that are just, I don't think that I don't want to call them valid studies or valid experiments, because I don't know if there's anything I can put together that would be considered that, but I think that I have good ideas on how to test things. And one of the things I like to do is put it out there so that somebody can look at it and go, you had a good idea, but you blew it, but try it this way. Somebody that has more education and training than me.
That's how we learn. So yeah, totally for it.
Yeah. So there are things like that I would like to do, but I don't have the time or the money. Mostly money.
It's always about the money.
It is.
All right. I think, the more I think about it, I think we're gonna try and keep it just about an hour show tonight. So, because I do have to get up early. And I have so much to do tomorrow.
5:30 is starting to click in your head, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really starting to hit me. Do you have any idea how to scientifically study life after death? Oh, it's a big one.
Dave.
Ask Dave. No, I mean, there's the problem here. The issue here is that this is a wide topic. It is not something that's just, something you can do on a Saturday afternoon. This is a huge topic. It encompasses thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of stories, anecdotes about life after death. It encompasses ghosts and deathbed visions and near-death experiences. There's so much involved with this that it's not... I know there's work being done. I'm not sure of how much work and how accurate it all is, or how valid it all is, because I'm not involved with that. That would be more Dave's topic. So, you have to wait till Dave is on a open mic night and ask him that. That would be a better question for him. I mean, I do case by case. If somebody has some kind of experience that involves ghosts, which are allegedly part of life after death, I do it case by case. So each case is different. Not everything can be tested the same, and even concepts and ideas can't be tested the same. They all have to be looked at individually, and that's my best answer for you. So, anything to add, Tim?
I can think of. I absolutely love coming up with ways to test either claims of the paranormal or to test things that are alleged to measure paranormal activity. I can do that. I like that. I enjoy that. That's probably one of the most things about the paranormal I do love is coming up with experiments and tests. Study life after death. That is Dave, that is just, the parapsychology, the parapsychology that Dave that researches, I think addresses that much more in a scientific manner than you'll probably find anywhere else, unless I'm just mistaken.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Here we go.
Let's see if we can shotgun some of these questions.
Okay, ready? Let's do it.
John Kennedy, have you guys thought of writing a 3TS book about your adventures? Nope. Never really thought of it. Nope. Just that'll be down the road.
We do a podcast.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we'll just collect our podcast. We'll have someone transcribe them, and then boom. Mark says, do you think Bigfoot ever saw a ghost? It's just as likely that Bigfoot saw a ghost as people saw a real Bigfoot. So there you go. Cool. I like these.
Yeah, this is fun.
When you first saw the James Randi video I posted yesterday, I know you saw it before yesterday. What were your thoughts as you were watching it? This is from Bob. Oh, so the video he's talking about, there was it was several years ago where it looked like someone beat James Randi's $1 Million Challenge. And they started the whole video out, they press conference kind of thing, and the guy did the formal test, because when you did the James Randi test, there was an informal test that you did after everyone agreed on the conditions. You did an informal test for them to show, like, to demonstrate your powers. And then there was a formal test, only if you passed the informal test. So allegedly this guy passed the informal test, and they were doing a formal test that was televised. Or not televised, but recorded and broadcast when it was recorded. It looked like he did it. And I'm watching it going, nah, something's up. Something's up. Something is definitely up, because I would have heard about it.
Yeah.
This would have made news.
Yeah.
$1 Million Challenge like this would have been, and I just waited. I had my doubts, and then it paid off at the end, because it was a trick. I think it was an April Fool's joke. I think that's what it was. I didn't watch it to the end this time, because it's been several years since I've seen it, but as soon as it came up, I recognized it. I was like, oh, I remember this. But really good video. It's really good. I suggest you look for it. Bob, if you can put the link in the chat room, that'd be great. But yeah, all right. Do we have any more? Are we good?
Yeah. It didn't start with the Q, but I think it doesn't.
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting. It sounds like I'm going to have to get my notebook back out here.
I'm already looking it up.
I am. I'm like, let me get my notebook. I'm going to look up.
We're not
stuff.
a type 1 civilization on the Kardashev scale. Do you believe we can achieve type 1 before we destroy? So I'm trying to look up type 1 civilization. According to Wikipedia, civilization close to the level presently attained on Earth, with energy consumption at, oh shit, there's a formula. I'm not going to read that. Type 1 civilization is usually defined as one that can harness all the energy that reaches its home planet from its parent star. For Earth, the value is, it gives values, which is about 4 orders of magnitude higher than the amount of presently attained on Earth. That's a lot.
I think it sounds like it's we're going to be
dead,
fossil fuel free. is the availability from probably natural producing sunlight, wind.
Do I believe we're going to attain that before we destroy ourselves? Dude, with the current world situation, I am not confident we're going to attain type 1. I don't know. Oh. This is out of my league, way out of my league. I mean, I'm not even going to attempt the formulas here. To harness 100% of the energy that's coming, which I believe would be all by the sun, or background radiation. I don't know what this entails. This is not my area of expertise at all.
It's pretty cool, though. I want to check it out later.
It is. Yeah. It's. I'm going to keep this up and read it later on when I get home tomorrow. But I don't know, dude. I mean, our humans are pretty fucked up, honestly. And it's sadly, the majority of us are not in control of the most powerful weapons on the planet. And the wrong people get pissed off. We're all done. I don't know. I hope so. I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, the more, this is going to bother me all night now. I'm going to be thinking about this. I don't know if we'll reach that level of technology before the sun wipes us out. I don't know. I can't answer it. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I want to read more about it.
I mean, we're renting Earth, so like there's limited time. Like eventually our star is going to just eat us up, and we'll be long dead before it eats us up. So either we figure out how to get the hell off this rock and find another rock at some point. I think that's like 6 billion years.
Right.
I'm not sure how long it is, but we got time to figure it out. I don't know if in 6 million or 6 billion years, whatever's here, if anything's here, is going to look like us. But I hope.
I see Dave. Dave just did.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave. Oh my God, Dave. Now you join. There has been like so many questions for you.
For you. Yeah, we've been talking about you all night, Dave.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's the last question, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good topic. I like that information. It's something to look up.
Dibs.
Yeah, you got it.
Dibs. Call him Dibs. Write that down on the list for 3TS. Don't worry, Dave. Tim was going to help, but just be in the background. But I figured, let him come on. We'll just chat. It's open mic night. It's bar thing. So, all right, everyone. I'm going to close up early tonight because I do have to get up early. I apologize if you had questions. Please save them for tomorrow night. We're doing an open mic night tomorrow night on 3 Tortured Souls. There's the cat.
That's one of them.
We're going to do tomorrow night is going to be a little different. We're going to start at 9:00 tomorrow night because I'm doing a lecture, a talk for the Skeptical, which is one of my announcements. Skeptical tomorrow. It's tomorrow and Sunday. So it's the online conference by the California or the Bay Area Skeptics. They put on their conference. It's a science conference. I think Bill Nye is one of the speakers, which is really cool. Steve Novella from the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. He's one of the speakers. And then I pre-recorded a talk, but I have to be on for the Q&A. Live Q&A, and that will be starting at 8:00 and going to 8:30. So that's why we're starting late tomorrow night. And we're going to have a stand-in. I think the first time we're going to have a stand-in Tortured Soul because one of us cannot make it, and we're trying to keep the schedule so that we do our 100th show in Gettysburg. So tune in tomorrow to find out who is our fourth Tortured Soul. I can't talk.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like we were just like for however many years, a year or so, 2 years we've done this. Never any problem. Then as soon as one of us goes, hey, if nothing goes wrong, our 100th episode will be at Gettysburg. And so what's going to go wrong? Then we start things start happening.
All right. So the rest of my announcements pretty much here. Saturdays, I covered Tortured Souls. Tomorrow starts the Skeptical virtual conference. July 23rd is Para-Unity. That's next weekend. I'll be in Woodbridge, New Jersey. I'll be set up at with my Skeptical Help booth. If you have the means to get there, if you're in the area, come on out. It's only like $20 to get in, and you can see all the vendors, and there's para celebs there if you're into that kind of thing. You might be able to see me throw candy at Jason Hawes because he'll be there, and I'll be throwing stuff at him if he's close by because that's what I do because we're buddies. Don't worry. What else do I got? August 19th, 21st is the Gettysburg. Son of a bitch.
Sorry. I meant to star that.
It's all right. August 20th. August 19th to 21st, Gettysburg Battlefield back. The 3 Tortured Souls will be there, broadcasting live and having fun, answering your questions, going around, probably questioning other people that are there and just doing what we do best. So come on out. That it's probably the one. It's a party weekend. It really is. You're going to have a lot of fun if you come out.
Yeah.
October 20th to 23rd is SciCon in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the science conference sponsored by Skeptical Inquirer magazine, which is who I write a column for and do a video series for called Ghosts in the Machine. Check it out if you can. But I'll be speaking there. I'm taking the big stage and talking about a topic that you probably wouldn't hear at a science conference about paranormal people and skeptics working together. So that's going to be
I like it.
I like it too. I hope they do. I really do.
Yes.
But that's about it. That's all I got. Tim, you got anything?
I have a follow-up from Jeff.
What's in the chest? Oh, okay. Yes, we're going to do it. Here we go. I don't know how many guesses.
I didn't see any guesses.
I didn't see any.
I saw. Shit. No, I forget.
I didn't see
action
any
figure.
that
Action
actually
figures.
were right. So here we go. Milk duds. It's a whole box of milk duds.
Now I want milk duds. Thanks.
No.
I have to go to the store.
Well, I'll bring them to Gettysburg for you. So there you go. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate your help tonight.
No problem.
Because I get so far behind if I don't have someone helping out. So I appreciate it. And for everyone else, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And remember, never stop learning. And I'll see you next week. Bye.